Welcome to, for now, the 10-Minute Daily Reality Check. Now, it's funny. The 10-Minute Daily Reality Check was a brainstorm of mine about a year ago, right?
Right.
And I really wanted to get out. I loved the name. I was like, yeah, in 10 minutes. I remember WINS in New York. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Oh, yeah, it's still good.
So that's where I kind of came with it. I was
Yeah,
kind of thinking to myself, like, 10 minutes, man. That's all I need from people every single day is 10 minutes to give them a whole new way to be inspired,
right?
A whole new way to feel,
get
a whole
them out
new
of
way
their
to
fucking
think.
Head for 10 minutes and get them to see reality, the real reality, that life,
right?
That they are beautiful and life is awesome,
right? But you came up with something that might be more David Wygant. So, all you listeners, we don't know how many there are out there and stuff, but I see people are downloading
all
it
over the world.
And a big thanks to all of you that are downloading and listening and sharing it because it's really important to me to get this out there because this is truly one of my many passions, all right? And John came up with an idea. It was called...
Well, before you go there, why I came up with it. And this is important because David and I are really good friends and we know each other really well. And we're both in...
And you've been here all week.
Yeah, that's right. I've been here all week. And we're both in the self-improvement world, right? That's our world. And that has to do with inspiration and stuff. And you know... It can often get hokey, a lot of self-inspiration stuff. It can
be
like
airy-fairy.
And then everybody's an angel, and everybody's there. And I mean, I'm not saying it can't sound hokey and be beautiful, but a lot of times it can just be this rah-rah stuff. And there's so many people that do that. And the thing
it's like the woo-woo train to Fruitsville. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, woo, woo. Here comes the train of positive thinking and positive thoughts, and it's full of broke yoga instructors.
Right.
On the woo-woo train. Because all those people who are woo-woo nonstop, like, we give you woo-woo, we'll give you the world. They're all broke.
And it's also because they're covering up reality. They're just walking with the fake smile, and they're doing... And look, everybody's on their own journey trying to... Let's not judge, but
let's not judge.
Yeah,
let's not judge at all.
But let's be real, because we've been around it, and there's so much of this... We think we read all the books. We did all the Kundalini classes. We're a spiritual person.
We've read Eckhart Tolle. We can't pronounce him.
Yeah. And we're the spiritual person, right? But the thing, and then when you're around those people and you have a real thought, like a dark thought, like I just want to punch that motherfucker in the face.
Oh yeah, and they look at you like
how dare you think this? I can't believe people think that. And I know people like that. I date people like that, and it's like. That's not that. Wait a minute, you're lying. I know that you have other thoughts besides, wow, life is amazing. It's because there is no light without darkness. There is no light without darkness. And so the reason, why we came up with this title and we're brainstorming through the brainstorm is that David has a lot of darkness in a funny ways. It's a great sense of humor, and it can sometimes be really twisted, and it can really go over the edge with it. But he always brings it back to the inspiration. It always comes back to the light. But he goes through a process of darkness, just like all great comedians do. They go into the darkness to bring the light. And that's why, and that's what I think great people who help other people make transformations in their life, like David, like myself, it's because we go into our own darkness, we go with our clients into their darkness so that we can travel out into the light and we can see the light. And you'd never appreciate the light without the darkness. So the title of David's deal is The Dark Side of Inspiration.
Yeah. Inspiration that doesn't suck.
Inspiration that doesn't suck.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, this is interesting, right? I was out one night with a woo-woo girl. We went out on a date. I met her at some fucking chanting class, right? And I'm sitting there during the chanting class, and I'm thinking to myself, God damn, get me out of here, right? Because it just didn't feel right to me at all. I felt like I went to, like, the woo-woo train to Crazyville. Yeah. But she was cute, and I met her and we went out. And I remember we were talking. And, I just recently got out of a relationship with a woman that was a complete bitch. It was like a 2-month trip into Bitchville, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we get trapped by the H&B, the hot, bitchy fucking girl,
the yoga pants go along.
Yeah, so the yoga pant girl sucked me in, right? The yoga pant girl sucked me in, right? So I sit there and she goes, tell me about your last relationship, right?
Yeah.
So I look at her, I go, well, my last relationship, I learned a lot. I learned that I really don't want to be around someone that reminds me of my grandma Frankie. And she goes to me, your grandma Frankie. She goes, well, what about your grandma Frankie? I said, well, she was the first bitch I ever fucking met, right? She goes, really? Tell me more. Well, this woman was a complete bitch. She was really sweet, and then all of a sudden she became a complete bitch.
Is this
right?
the grandmom who basically had all the houses and
yes,
and then
she
didn't leave it to anybody.
No,
she had houses in the Hamptons, houses in New York, and then she doesn't leave it to any of her kids or grandkids.
Right, that grandmother.
I mean, that is a fucking
she's a bitch,
nasty human being.
Right, she's a bitch. So
all her bitchness.
So this woman, we went out for 2 months, right? And she asked me, and I said, "Yeah, she's a complete bitch, but that's okay." She reminded me of my grandmother. Obviously, I had some unfinished business with my grandmother, and I had to have that relationship, right? But I'm fine. Then she looks at me and she says, "You know, it's all about love for everybody, even your grandma Frankie, and even this woman." And I looked at her and I said, "Look, that's what I said."
Fuck you!
Right, that's what I said. I said,
I
listen,
hate people like that.
Me too. And I said to her, I said, John, I looked at her, I was like,
they're not fucking reality.
Right, they're not
that
real.
Fucking person has such shitty thoughts all day, and she's fucking lying.
She's suppressing it.
And then she's the spiritual one. She's the superior one because she won't even fucking say it.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Right? Yes. She wouldn't say it at all. So I'm sitting there opposite her. The yoga pants started wearing off, and the cuteness wore off. And I literally looked at her and I said, "Wait a second. You're broke. So all these fucking perfect thoughts that you have led you to be a fucking yoga instructor or whatever you do. No offense, okay? I'm not getting angry at you at all. But the bottom line is that my grandmother was a bitch. She was worth $10 million and left me nothing. That's a bitch.
And she was cruel the whole fucking way through.
And she was cruel. That's a bitch. I was her family. I was her grandson. She should have left me things in her will. She did not. That's a bitch. There are evil people in this world. There are mean people in this world.
I don't want to get political.
And, right. And
the
woman...
the kind of shit that's going on in the world right now. Like, there's evil in the world, but we can't even say it's evil because anybody's can. I mean, that's fucking nuts. Not thinking that kind of thinking. Irrational not thinking.
Well, it's nuts. How many women do you see on online dating sites? Okay, swipe left if you voted for Trump.
Yeah, that shit.
Right.
I just go right into Trump.
Oh, yeah, I know.
All of a sudden, I'm a Trump supporter. Fuck you fucking idiot. All right,
but then,
this is called the dark side of inspiration.
Right, but everybody's entitled. Okay,
yeah.
But everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to feel something. Everybody's entitled to have something. But the bottom line is, and when it comes down to it, is that life is not this constant joyride. There are people that you're going to meet that are assholes. There are people that you're going to meet that are bitches. And I bet you some of you right now are listening, middle America, oh my God, he cursed, right? And I remember one woman tried to refund one of my programs because I threw the F-bomb in there. Tony Robbins fucking curses, okay?
Yeah, right.
People curse. People speak. People are passionate. Passionate people curse. Passionate people express themselves. And this is what it comes down to. You can meet someone who's a complete fucking asshole, and you don't have to sit there and look for the greatest thing about them and say, oh, just love everybody. You can't love everybody. You can only love yourself. And to me, being somebody who's into personal development, I truly love myself. And that's why I got out of that relationship with that bitch. And that's why when my grandmother was pulling her crap on me in my 20s, that's why I fucking literally told her to go fuck herself. And I literally did. And you know what? I got written out of the will. And when the will... I did. I got written out of the will. And I remember when the will came, I went to an attorney and I literally said to him, is there anything we can do? He says, no. And I said, fine, I'll make my own money. I made a choice. I made a decision. And that to me is how you live a very inspiring, powerful life. Because you know what? When you're up against somebody, you don't have to always look at the reflection or the mirrors or the lessons or whatever it might be. You can just realize that there are just some people out there who are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
There just are.
Yeah, look, can we also make it gender neutral, right? I mean, is she a bitch or is she an asshole? I'd rather just call her an asshole. Because if you say bitch, then it's very woman-related. But really, she's an asshole.
Yeah, but you know how much we love women, okay?
Yeah,
you know, and the fact of the matter
is she's an asshole.
All right, she's an asshole.
All right,
okay?
so that's just like, right? Let's just make her an asshole.
All right, so she's an asshole, but she's still a bitch.
Yeah, she's also a bitch.
And it doesn't really matter. It's like, but the word, the terminologies and everything else, and that's what I think people don't understand, is that they're looking for constant fucking, you know, even like today when I said something to you, I was like, I just want to go do this. You go, don't say that negative. You came up with airy-fairy.
Well, I gotta come at you sometimes.
Sometimes you
I gotta
do.
come at you.
Sometimes you do, and sometimes you gotta
sometimes I give you a reality check.
Right, but sometimes we all got to come after ourselves.
Yeah,
sometimes we have to think about that. But here it is, inspiration. It's a dark side. It's a light side. But the fact is that inspiration is whatever gets you moving every single day. And to me, I'd rather go out and meet a bitch or an asshole because it makes you feel alive and it makes you realize that not everybody is perfect. And it gives you there and allows you to be presented to that person because it means that you still have a lesson that's left inside with that person. There's a contract with another human being. So if you run across somebody and somebody's not being nice to you, there's something that you might be projecting and that you need to learn.
Well, this goes right into every relationship I've ever had with women. Any of my long-term relationships. There's always, when there always comes to a head with something new, and it's like maybe that woman's pressing a button in me. Like I remember years ago, I had a girlfriend who I constantly felt like not worthy. I constantly felt like I didn't have enough money or I hadn't built a career. And yeah, she was also kind of projecting those values that was important to her. But within me, it was because I felt I wasn't living up to my potential. I wasn't living up to my standard. I wasn't working on my mission. And then that relationship with that woman made me focus on creating my own mission, my own personal mission in life, so that changed that. And then my last girlfriend taught me another lessons about myself. So we have to go through the darkness to get to the light.
Well, the darkness, not all life is all light. Life is light and dark. That's why there's a day and there's a night. That's why there's a moon, there's a sun. That's why there's all these different contrasts of everything. So you have to embrace it all. And then you have to realize that there are some days that you're having shitty moments in a day. You're literally having a bad moment in a day. Own that moment. There are days that piss you off. Own that moment that you get pissed off in that day. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. They didn't do it to you. You're just angry that it was done to you. They didn't try to get you back. So there are moments that we have. And I think that's the problem in today's society is that we don't want to feel anymore. We'd rather just cover it up with the woo-woo train to fucking Fruitsville, right?
Yeah.
And now I think with the devil as president, Trump, people now are
that's
all of a
your
sudden...
opinion. That's
people
your opinion.
right now...
Other people like him. 70 million people like him.
70 million people like him.
They don't all
exactly. And
Yeah.
Look, I think he's the devil because I think he says some pretty dumb things and whatever it is. But the fact is, I don't say I hate the devil. The fact is there's places in life for the devil, and I also wrote a really good article, and we're out of time now, but I wrote an article, Is Trump the Devil or the Savior, which I strongly suggest you read. It's on my blog, davidwygant.com. It's a great way of looking at, is Trump really a devil, or is he here at the right time in history to get all of us to connect again? Because we live in a fucking society where people are staring at their phones 24/7. And they're reading memes and other things trying to feel better about themselves because they don't want to confront their own fears. Anyway, I am out right now. The dark side of inspiration is what this podcast is all about in today's 10-minute daily reality check. But who knows? Tomorrow it might be called the dark side of inspiration. Pass it along. Love it.
Come back again for inspiration that doesn't suck.